Hi everybody, David Dilling here on behalf of Markzware. Recently we have announced a new version of FlightCheck, OmniMarkz, and QXPMarkz with QuarkXPress 2024 support. So I'm just going to show you how that works in the products real quick. Get approved. Get content. Be creative. Of course, we already support Adobe InDesign 2024 and the Creative Cloud 2024 with Illustrator, Photoshop, PDFs, etc. So this is just in addition to that, we now also support QuarkXPress 2024, which there are still people converting those files or using those files. So let's dive in and check it out. I'm going to open my FlightCheck down over here in the dock. FlightCheck 2024. So here's a QuarkXPress 2024 file. We drop it on FlightCheck. We see this 2024 because it tells us it is as such. You don't have to just trust me or believe your customers or your colleagues. You can check it with FlightCheck. So now we see it's 2024. And what's great is you get a complete preview of the file without having to open it in QuarkXPress. Perhaps many people don't have Quark, but a colleague does. You can now look at what they're doing right here and give comments and what have you. Most importantly, with FlightCheck, you get a full pre-flight report on colors, fonts, and images, etc. There you can dive in and see if there's any problems based on the said ground controls, which are checking for specific parameters that you have set up in the ground controls here. So this is where you set that up. And of course, then you get the results over here. And we can also check in inventory mode. This is pre-flight mode, the FlightCheck mode checking against the ground controls. So here you see only the problems. And the other view was the inventory mode where you see everything used, even text frames. You can actually see the text and actually copy the text or extract the text, which is really, really cool. So if you just needed to get that text for other marketing purposes, you can now have that right out there ready to use for whatever else to repurpose it. Now, what's really cool about this FlightCheck 2024 support is a couple things, not to mention the preview, but also let's say if we do see a problem. Here's a place PSD file. Pretty cool, we can see that. But perhaps we want to just go in there and we just want to go to this particular image. I want to unscale it a bit or whatever it might be. So I want to go into QuarkXPress. Now I can just right within FlightCheck, click Edit in QuarkXPress. You see we launch QuarkXPress automatically, and we're going to take you not only into the document, but right to the exact problem, right to the exact image we want to adjust here. Look at that. Bada bing, bada boom. We're right in there. Right selects the problem. I haven't even touched it yet. Now I'm touching it. And right to the page where we're at. I just love those little signets. They're so cool. They're out here in front of my house every spring. Right. So that's how it works. Very, very cool, right? That's how FlightCheck is supporting 2024 QuarkXPress. Of course, they do similar with InDesign and Illustrator and Photoshop, etc. Now, and last but not least, you can, of course, package your QuarkXPress file with all fonts and images included, even compressing the job and saving that for archiving or sending to someone else in your workflow. You can also just make a quick report of the file on inventory mode or in FlightCheck mode with your FlightCheck score. And when you click report, you'll then get a nice little FlightCheck score. You can even customize the report with your own details. When you click report, you can save that out and it will automatically open up for you in Safari in this case. And look at that. It's just a very cool interactive way to share information on files with your colleagues. Also now all of this in FlightCheck 2024. Next product we're going to show you, QXPMarkz 2024. Very simple. You can just take that same Swans file, drop it just like you did with FlightCheck on QXPMarkz 2024. It'll give you a similar preview, the same preview, just a different layout in this case. I don't have my thumbnails. My thumbnails are on the down below instead of on the right. You can all adjust that all within the preferences. You get a little bit of mini file info, not as full as FlightCheck. And then from there, we can just do like convert to InDesign. Boom. Open in my other window, but here you go. It just pops right open. This is 2023. It also works in 2024 of Adobe InDesign and lower, and it's great. Now we just converted that entire QuarkXPress 2024 document right into InDesign with a click. Even brings over the Photoshop .psd. See, all your links are down here. Everything's linked. Fantastic, right? One click, conversion, boom, it's done. QXPMarkz now works with QuarkXPress 2024, so that's fantastic. There's a lot more at QXPMarkz. You can do other conversions and other exportations. You can even do automatic things in QXPMarkz to automatically save out things every time you open a file, or to do post-export actions, etc., etc. So here we can also just extract all the stories, for instance. Like we said before, that can be very handy for many different things. You see, you get the stylized text, which is very handy if you want to just reuse that right away real quick. All right, last but not least is OmniMarkz. OmniMarkz 2024 includes QXPMarkz, but also IDMLmarkz, our InDesign reader and converter, and our PDFMarkz, our PDF to InDesign converter. So this is also very, very handy. So with OmniMarkz, the same thing applies. You just take you take any file we support, PDF, Illustrator, InDesign, QuarkXPress 2024, it all works. And we can read in multiple files at one go. We can do this with FlightCheck as well, by the way. And now we get everything in there. So here we see the Illustrator file, and we can now say, okay, convert the Illustrator file to Quark. You just click at OmniMarkz, the Quark icon, boom. So you can do all types of things with your Illustrator files, your PDFs, very same. You can open them up in various applications, including Affinity Publisher, but InDesign doesn't have a method to actually convert a PDF. It can only place a PDF. This is very handy. You just click, boom, InDesign. Now you get the full file right up in Adobe InDesign for you to go in there and to edit at will. So this is very, very handy because InDesign does not convert PDFs, and this is a single page. Imagine a multi-page PDF file, amazing. InDesign files, Quark 2024 file, and basically what's also cool with this, if you have a problem like, okay, I want to swap out that logo, you can click Edit InDesign. It'll actually take you right into InDesign and actually selects the problem for you. I don't have to do anything. I can now actually see where it is. It's selected, and I can get to work on it. So if you have a 38-page file, or 138 pages, or 338 pages, you can actually get navigated right to your problems through OmniMarkz and FlightCheck. So very, very handy. And of course, the power of OmniMarkz is in the conversion. It can convert all these different files to various other files. Quark to InDesign, InDesign to Affinity Publisher. So you want to use this InDesign file in Affinity Publisher. You switched over, boom, you just click Affinity Publisher. Off we go, launching Affinity. And it's on the other window again. Bring it over here. There you see it. We get everything right up in Affinity Publisher, just like we had it in InDesign. So those are the QuarkXPress 2024 new product updates for QXPMarkz, QuarkXPress InDesign, OmniMarkz, a combination of QXPMarkz and all of our other conversion tools, including PDFMarkz, very, very popular. And of course, FlightCheck for checking not only QuarkXPress, but Illustrator, InDesign, Photoshop files, native Photoshop files, etc. We even check place Photoshop files within other files, which is very, very handy. For more information, cruise on over to Markzware.com today. Once again, David, wishing you a fantastic day on behalf of everybody at Markzware. All right, take care. Get approved. Get content. Be creative.